Aries, something powerful is awakening in your life right now. The universe has chosen you for a divine assignment, one that could shift everything you thought you knew about your purpose, your relationships, and your destiny. As we move through the November 10th, the cosmic energies are aligning in your favor. Mars ignites your courage, and Jupiter amplifies your path toward abundance. But here's the truth. Before every divine promotion comes a divine preparation. And today, we'll uncover the 3 sacred signs that prove God is preparing you for something huge. So stay with me till the end, because the last sign will reveal why your current challenges are actually your miracle in disguise. Sign number 1, the divine disruption. When life stops making sense. Aries. When God is preparing you for something massive, the first sign doesn't come as peace. It comes as disruption. Suddenly, things that once flowed start to break apart. Plans collapse without warning. People you thought would walk beside you forever begin to drift away. Opportunities that seemed certain vanish overnight. You look around and wonder, why is everything changing? Why now? But here's the sacred secret. Divine disruption is never destruction. It's redirection. It's the universe clearing space for the next version of you to emerge. The cosmic catalyst. Around November 10th, Mars, your fiery ruling planet, forms a powerful trine with expansive Jupiter. This is no ordinary alignment. It's the universe pressing the reset button on your destiny. Mars represents your courage, drive, and life force. Jupiter symbolizes divine expansion and reward. When these 2 giants align, your entire energetic blueprint begins to shift. It might feel chaotic, but this chaos is holy. It's sacred calibration. Heaven's way of saying, you can't stay here anymore. The truth is, Aries, you've outgrown the vibration of your old reality. You've prayed for more, asked for purpose, called in abundance, and now the universe is responding. But to receive the miracle, everything not aligned with that higher frequency must fall away first. That's why you feel the tension, the loss, the confusion. Because God is gently removing everything built on false foundations, old habits, outdated beliefs, one-sided relationships, anything that cannot survive in the light of your next season. The spiritual earthquake disruption is uncomfortable because it shakes the illusion of control. You, Aries, are ruled by Mars, the warrior, the pioneer, the leader. You thrive when you know what comes next. But in divine preparation, God purposely hides the next step so you'll learn to trust instead of control. This is your spiritual earthquake. It rattles the surface so the unshakable can remain. When you feel like everything is falling apart, pause and look deeper. Maybe that job loss is making space for your divine calling. Maybe that relationship ending is teaching you self-worth. Maybe that delay is protection, not rejection. Every breakdown right now carries the fingerprint of destiny. Spiritually, this is your divine wake-up call. When things stop making sense, it means your old identity can no longer hold your new light. God is whispering, you can't take that fear, that doubt, or that comfort zone into your purpose. The hidden message in the mess. The confusion you feel is not punishment, more it's faith training. Your restlessness is not weakness, it's realignment. And your current uncertainty is not evidence of failure. It's proof of transformation. The universe is recalibrating you to the rhythm of your soul. Think of it like spiritual surgery. Painful, but precise. Everything being cut away is what blocked your flow. When you finally release resistance and allow the redirection, you'll notice something magical. Clarity will replace chaos. The same doors that slammed shut will start leading you towards something better. People who match your vibration. Opportunities that align with purpose, and peace that feels effortless. Signs from the higher realms. During this phase, your sensitivity heightens. You might feel waves of emotion for no apparent reason. Tears may come unexpectedly, or your intuition may sharpen so intensely that you sense other people's energy before they speak. That's not you losing it. That's your soul awakening. Pay attention to divine numbers that appear repeatedly. 111, 444, 555. 111 says, you're manifesting new beginnings. 444 whispers, you are protected by divine order. 555 confirms, a major change is bringing freedom. These are angelic confirmations that your life is not collapsing. It's being reconstructed for expansion. You might also see feathers, coins, or sudden flashes of light. These are energetic winks from the universe reminding you that unseen forces are guiding your steps. Letting go with grace. Here's the hardest part. You can't cling and climb at the same time. If doors close, let them. If people walk away, bless them. Your destiny does not depend on who left. It depends on who you become after they do. Aries, you're stepping into a higher vibrational frequency. Not everyone can breathe at that altitude. That's why God is allowing separation. He's protecting your energy for the next level. When things are removed, thank them for their purpose. They played their role in your evolution. But you can't build a new temple on an old foundation. The reward. Hidden in the ruins. Every great destiny begins with divine dismantling. Look at nature. Before spring blooms, winter strips the trees bare. Before the phoenix rises, it burns in ashes. The same law applies to your soul. The greater the disruption, the greater the destiny it's clearing the way for. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. Soon you'll look back on this season and realize the very thing you thought was breaking you was building you. The confusion birthed clarity. The loss awakened love. The emptiness made room for divine abundance. You are not lost. You're being guided through an energetic corridor that leads to your purpose. The takeaway. So if life feels upside down right now, breathe. You're standing in the sacred middle, the space between who you were and who you're becoming. And the disruption? That's heaven's construction noise. Trust it. Flow with it. Let God rewrite the script. Because when life stops making sense, that's your confirmation that a higher plan is taking over. And when it's done, when the dust settles and the light returns, you'll realize every detour was direction. Every loss was liberation. Every disruption was divine. Aries, this is not the end of your story. It's the opening act of your next miracle. Sign number 2, the inner fire. Returns, you feel a call. You can't ignore. After divine disruption comes divine ignition, and this, Aries, is where you truly come alive. The shaking stops, the dust begins to settle, and in the quiet that follows, you feel it. A flicker deep within your spirit. It's subtle at first, a spark behind the ribs, a quiet whisper that repeats, "It's time." You may not understand what's calling you, but something undeniable begins to stir. The same passion that once burned brightly, but dimmed through setbacks, heartbreaks, and exhaustion, suddenly reignites. This isn't ordinary motivation. This is divine activation. A celestial push forward. Around November 10th, Mars, your ruling planet, harmonizes with the moon, creating an emotional ignition point that rewires your internal compass. Mars infuses you with courage and drive. The moon awakens feeling and intuition. Together, they form a sacred union, a cosmic match that fuels your purpose with emotional truth. You might feel sudden clarity about a project you paused, or receive a download of ideas during a walk, dream, or even a random song on the radio that seems to speak directly to you. That's no coincidence. It's alignment. The universe is syncing your internal rhythm with divine timing. The energy of destiny awakens. Aries, you've always been the trailblazer of the zodiac, the one who begins, who dares, who leads. But for a while now, it's felt like that fire dimmed. You've battled delays, confusion, and emotional fatigue. That was the dismantling phase. Now comes ignition. When God decides you're ready for your next level, He doesn't send comfort, He sends conviction. You'll feel a magnetic pull towards something, an idea, a mission, a leap that feels both terrifying and thrilling. You won't have all the answers, but you'll know you can't stay where you are. It's as if your soul suddenly remembers why it came to Earth: to lead, to inspire, to ignite others. This inner fire isn't random. It's sacred. It's the same frequency that burns in prophets, innovators, and chosen ones who sense destiny stirring long before the world sees proof. When this happens, the universe is whispering, "The light I placed inside you is ready to be seen." The tension between comfort and calling. Here's the truth, Aries. Before the breakthrough, there's always a battle. You'll feel torn between the comfort zone and the calling. Your ego will whisper, "Stay safe." Your spirit will roar, "Move now." This tension is proof that you're evolving. It's a divine tug of war between who you've been and who you're becoming. The old you, the one who second-guessed, settled, or played small, can't walk into the destiny that's unfolding. You may feel restless or even frustrated with your environment, job, or relationships. That's your higher self saying, "You've outgrown this frequency." You'll notice yourself losing interest in things that once excited you: gossip, distractions, temporary highs, and craving depth instead. You'll want meaning, truth, purpose. This is soul fire, not adrenaline. It doesn't burn out. It transforms. Physical and energetic signs. Because Mars governs your body as well as your drive, this energetic activation shows up physically too. You may feel warmth radiating from your heart or solar plexus. Your energy center's expanding. Vivid dreams or waking visions that feel prophetic. Random surges of creativity or courage that make you want to act instantly. Sleepless nights where your mind feels alive with downloads and ideas. These are not coincidences. They're ascension symptoms. Your frequency adjusting to match your higher purpose. Even the fatigue that follows is sacred. Your body is integrating light codes, new spiritual information written into your DNA. Every heartbeat is now syncing with divine rhythm. When this happens, don't resist. Journal, pray, move, create. The more you honor the fire, the brighter it grows. The yes moment. This is the moment the universe leans in and waits for your response. Divine energy will not force itself upon you. It invites you. When you whisper yes, even without knowing the full plan, heaven rearranges the map. Synchronicities multiply. People appear with answers. Doors open that were once sealed shut. The universe doesn't need perfection. It needs permission. That yes might look like launching the project, leaving the draining job, forgiving the past, or finally choosing yourself after years of silence. The moment you say yes, your aura changes. It expands. It begins magnetizing opportunities at light speed, and people will notice. They'll say, "You're glowing." That glow is divine confirmation that you're walking in alignment with purpose. The resurrection energy. The energy you're feeling now isn't random, it's resurrection. This is the moment when the phoenix, your inner fire, rises from the ashes of the old self. Every disappointment, delay, and heartbreak you've endured wasn't wasted. They were ingredients, the wood that now fuels your flame. You're not the same Aries you were a year ago. You're wiser, deeper, and spiritually fortified. God is now igniting your divine confidence, not arrogance, but sacred assurance that says, "I am ready for what's mine." And as you walk in that truth, the universe will echo it back through mirrored blessings, opportunities that match your healed frequency, love that honors your worth, abundance that reflects your faith. The invitation. So if you've been feeling that sudden rush, That pulse of something big is coming. Trust it. That's not random anxiety. That's prophetic energy. You're being summoned by the same cosmic intelligence that painted the stars. You are not behind. You are right on time. Don't overthink the how. Don't talk yourself out of the miracle. Just say yes and step forward in faith. Because this ignition isn't just about career, love, or money. It's about purpose. It's about remembering who you are. The light bearer, the initiator, the chosen one who was born to spark transformation in others. Aries, the fire is back. It's stronger than before because now it's anchored in wisdom. You are rising again, not as the same warrior, but as a divine architect of destiny. And this time, the world won't just see your passion. They'll feel your purpose. So breathe deep, lift your head, and whisper to the heavens, I'm ready. Because the universe has been waiting for your yes. And once you give it, there's no going back, only up. Sign number 3, the mirror of faith. You're being tested through isolation. The final and most sacred sign that God is preparing you for something huge is isolation. This is the stage few talk about, the quiet season, the sacred silence where heaven feels distant. And yet it's the closest it's ever been. The phone stops ringing. The noise dies down. Recognition fades. The same people who once celebrated you grow silent. The same routines that once inspired you suddenly feel hollow. You wake up one morning and realize you're alone in the in-between. But spiritually, this isn't abandonment. It's refinement. Just as fire purifies gold, isolation purifies faith. It burns away dependency on external validation until the only voice left guiding you is God's. The celestial test. Around November 10th, Saturn, the planet of lessons and divine order, aligns with Neptune, the planet of dreams, intuition, and higher truth. This cosmic union is like a spiritual exam, a test of emotional endurance, patience, and trust. You may feel as if you're walking through fog, unsure of your direction. Opportunities may pause, momentum might slow, even prayers may seem to echo back without answers. But in truth, this is not divine absence, it's divine assessment. God is watching not how fast you move, but how faithfully you wait. He's not asking, can you create miracles when everything is going right? He's asking, can you still believe when nothing makes sense? That's what this alignment does, and it forces you to strengthen your spiritual discernment. The illusions dissolve, the masks fall away, and what remains is your raw connection with the divine. Hidden, not forgotten. When God isolates you, it's because He's preparing to elevate you. He hides His strongest warriors before He reveals them. Think about it. Every great soul faced a season of holy solitude. Moses in the desert, David in the fields, Jesus in the wilderness. The isolation was never punishment, it was preparation. It's in those unseen hours that power is built. In the stillness, you start hearing whispers from your higher self, the part of you that isn't afraid, that already knows the outcome. The ego resists this silence because it thrives on noise and validation. But your soul, it recognizes it as sacred ground. Old wounds resurfacing. During this phase, you might feel emotional echoes of your past. Insecurities, self-doubt, or fears you thought were long healed. You might question your worth or replay old mistakes in your mind. Don't misinterpret this. These aren't regressions. They're releases. You're being shown the last fragments of limitation still attached to your energy field. The universe is saying, before I crown you, let's cleanse you. Each emotion that rises is energy leaving. Each tear that falls is old pain dissolving. Each memory that surfaces is a reminder that you're no longer that version of yourself. So instead of resisting the feelings, allow them. Cry, journal, pray. Healing is happening even when it hurts. Listening to the inner voice. Here's the sacred secret: when the external world grows quiet, the internal one gets louder. This silence isn't empty, it's full of divine guidance. Your intuition sharpens like never before. You start receiving inner nudges. Call this person. Write that idea down. Rest today. These subtle impulses are divine instructions. Follow them without needing logic to confirm them. Faith doesn't need evidence, it creates it. You might also receive divine dreams, vivid visions of your future self, ancestral messages, or recurring symbols like keys, doors, feathers, or light. Each one is a spiritual code. Keys represent new authority. Doors symbolize destiny openings. Light means clarity is coming. When these appear, don't dismiss them. Write them down. You're being shown glimpses of what's next. The life waiting beyond this cocoon. The sacred cocoon. The isolation phase is not the end. It's the womb of transformation. It's where identity dies and destiny is born. Like a seed buried beneath soil, it looks dark and lonely, but within that stillness, roots are forming. Growth is happening in secret. The seed doesn't fight the darkness, it trusts it. You, Aries, are that seed. You're being buried, not buried alive, buried to rise. In this womb-like stillness, God is restructuring your energy. Your mind is being rewired, your heart softened, your vision expanded. You're learning to move from reaction to response, from fear to faith, from striving to surrender. This is where your anointing is built, not on the mountaintop of visibility, but in the valley of obscurity. When you emerge, you won't just shine, you'll radiate. Signs you're near breakthrough. As the isolation nears its end, subtle confirmations start appearing. People may begin mentioning your name unexpectedly. Opportunities may resurface out of nowhere. Random messages may say, "I was just thinking about you." Those are signals that the cocoon is cracking. The rebirth is near. Physically, you'll feel lighter. Spiritually, you'll feel calm where you once felt anxious. You'll start noticing peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. That's when you know the shift is complete. Your light will feel different, steadier, softer, yet more powerful. Your voice will carry conviction. Your energy will walk into rooms before you do. Because isolation didn't break you, it built you. It sculpted your discernment, refined your purpose, and trained you to trust your own divine channel. The revelation after silence. So, Aries, if you feel alone right now, if it seems like life has gone eerily quiet, don't lose hope. You're not being forgotten, you're being prepared. Heaven is quiet when the test is in session. Teachers don't speak during exams. But the silence doesn't mean absence, it means graduation is near. You are standing in the final stretch of divine preparation, the space between the old life collapsing and the new one unfolding. Breathe through it, pray through it, trust through it. Because the quiet you're hearing is not emptiness, it's the hum of divine construction. And when you finally step out of this solitude, you'll realize that every unanswered prayer, every lonely night, and every tear had purpose. The version of you that will rise from this silence will not need validation, applause, or explanation. You will be the evidence. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your words will carry light. Your energy will heal others simply by existing, because isolation built your anointing. It didn't delay your destiny, it defined it. So hold on, Aries. The silence is almost over. The stage is being set. And very soon, the world will see what heaven was working on in private. You're not forgotten. You're in divine training. And the quiet you're hearing? That's the sacred sound of preparation before revelation. Aries, these three signs, the G, the divine disruption, the inner ignition, and the mirror of isolation, are not random. They're part of a sacred pattern that always appears right before destiny unfolds. God is rearranging your life for expansion. He's removing the distractions, reigniting your fire, and refining your soul so that you can hold the miracle you prayed for. As we move through November 10th, remember this. The delay is divine, the silence is sacred, the shift is strategic. Your job isn't to figure it all out, it's to stay faithful through the process, because soon, everything will make sense. The people who doubted you will watch in awe, the pain you endured will become your purpose, and the dream you thought was over will resurrect in ways you can't even imagine. So breathe, trust, keep going. You're not waiting on the miracle. You are the miracle in motion. If this message resonated with your spirit, type below in the comments, "I am ready for my divine upgrade." Because your faith today activates your breakthrough tomorrow. And remember, Aries, when God prepares you for something huge, He first makes sure your soul can carry the blessing. Your moment is closer than you think.